Great. Thanks for that. A lot of information. Super exciting. I'm Mikeal. I'm from ABB. I work as a digital lead. Something like it was described as an evangelist here in this presentation. So when I was preparing this presentation for you guys, I was thinking, I mean, I can talk about digitalization, what it means for us, and what we're, what we're doing for a very long time. But I was thinking that I'm going to give you two more concrete examples of how digital transformation is disrupting our ecosystem and our established business models, which I find, and I won't give you any answers of how it's going to be done. I'm just going to give you two problems that I am facing right now. So maybe you can give me the solution later. I think it's rather interesting. So first of all, I want to talk about the goals. I work for a part of ABB called electrification. We have two goals, you could say, when it comes to digital transformation. What does it mean for us? So one is basically that we are burning too much fossil fuels on Earth. This is a huge problem, and we can help to decrease the level of full el, as we call it, bad electricity, by using modern technologies. And another mega trend that we're trying to answer to is this, that we want more smarter houses, both in our homes. We want more comfort through technology, and also in our workspace and areas like this. And we have been working when it comes to electrification, that part of when you electrify a building, ABB has about 40,000 products in the portfolio. 40,000 products, it's a lot of products, and we've been working with this for 125 years, so as you know. And we are basically, what we are, this very, in reality, it's more complicated than this, of course. But we are a supplier, basically, of products, of electrical components, which is sold basically to a wholesaler that sells it to a contractor that got the job from a construction company, that got the money from an investor, and in the end, there's some sort of a building operation, or somebody is going to deliver services, and then there's an end user somewhere. And this is a very established ecosystem, or a supply chain, it was called before. Now it's called ecosystem because it gets more complicated. So, and when it comes to traditional products, then we just push them in here, basically. If you want a light switch, then buy one light switch. We make sure that it's, and we're pushing these products all the way through there. But as you can see, we also have the distance to the end user is rather far. And when it comes to digital, then we take these traditional products and we add a layer of digital. So we have the product in the middle, and then there's a lot of other stuff connected to the product somehow. So we have a product, and then there's connectivity to the product that could be delivered by somebody else or by us. We have sensors that could help this product act in a better way. We have operations of the product or the system where the product is involved in. So we have AI, which is such a cool topic, right? So we could optimize the product or the system in which the product is part of. That could be also be delivered, and there's services and more complex contracts. And this is how we see it. We have a traditional product, and then we add a layer of digital to that. So I'm going to give you two examples of real examples right now that we're working with, where we are facing this kind of technology shift, and gives you an idea of which questions we are facing right now. So one thing is we call it smart power concept. So normally when you electrify a building, you put in a lot of electrical components to ensure that you have safe energy through the building. So this is normally done by an electrician, right? But they could also put this little product inside that gathers this information that is built into the product nowadays, because the products are smart, right? We adding so the information about, like currency, so how is the product performing, or such things, can be just pushed up into the cloud. And you can monitor the first step of digitalization, as we say. You can monitor your products. You can see how they are doing, how they are performing. And this is the first step. So when you look at it, it looks like a product, right? But actually, is it a product or is it a service that you offer? And who is going to buy this service? Is it the electrician that puts it in? And why would he put, what is its incitament why would he install this in the electrical system? It's rather interesting, right? And then step number 2, which is far more interesting. So this is like the first layer of digitalization. Then we disrupt this ecosystem, or we need to somehow interact differently in the existing ecosystem to get this kind of product out to the market. Same product, it's just we're taking the information in the established product and selling this as some sort of service. How should we sell this? And now when we have a platform where all the information is included, so the end customer, the guys who own this building, for example, they have all the information about the energy flow in their building in one hand, in a cloud solution. Then the next step would be to optimize it. This is very complicated picture, but basically we have a lot of different electrical components like EV chargers, or batteries, or solar, and meters, and so on. And all the information about these things, we can visualize it. And then on top of that, we can build optimization or whatever you would like to do. So for one clear example would be that can't we optimize the energy in this building, so the energy usage. So ensure the same kind of comfort, but with less energy, or we use the energy in a better way, so it's better for the environment. And anybody could deliver this kind of service, but that person is not in the existing ecosystem. It's a new dimension to the ecosystem. So the existing ecosystem kind of expands, right? New players come into market, and somebody else can come in and offer a optimization algorithm, for example, for this building. Another example, leaving that smart power, and we're talking about smart houses instead, is the traditional way. Now we are digitally transforming the houses. So normally when you do an installment in the house, you press a button that says turn on the light. And basically it's a switch that enables the power to go into the light. And the new thing now is that you don't do that, but you communicate with the equipment instead. So for example, when you go home and you want to have a dinner after you've cooked and all that stress, you press the dinner button. And what happens then? Then the lights dim down, and the light over the table shines up, and the music is put on, or something like this. Exactly the way you like it. This is called building automation system. So this is something that we sell, but again, who is this for? It's not the electrician who's gonna install, or the building company. They are not. So who's going to buy this feature, and how are they going to buy it in the existing ecosystem? How do we reach the end customer, those who want to use it? The challenge for us. And then when you have this installed, then all of a sudden you have a platform with all the information about the house and how you're using all your IoT devices in your house and so on. How can that information be used? Well, one example is that you can use that, a doctor could use that to deliver health to you. By controlling your lights, making sure that when you wake up in the morning, you get a shower of this strong blue light, so you wake up, and at 9 o'clock it turns off your Wi-Fi, so you go to bed early. I wrote an article about this example on LinkedIn. Please go and read it. I think it's a fun story. So how do we cope at ABB with this kind of transformation? How do we build new business models? Well, we have a new, with developing our portfolio of more, we call them ability products, so products with more digital solutions embedded. We have our collaborative operation center where we can connect to systems that are running at our customer sites to help them. We have an AI lab where we can, together with our customers, we can do all this AI cool algorithms. And we have an ability center where we meet people like you guys in the ecosystem, and we sit down and talk through with new, more innovative methods on how we can collaborate on the ecosystem. But in the end, it's about competence, a new type of competence that I think people need. I think it's about humans, and it's a mind shift that instead of what is the market and how can I sell everything, it's more like how we need to think, transform and think, what can I deliver and what can I do for my ecosystem to reach these higher goals? Because when we're talking about more abstract or more difficult targets, like cutting the fossil fuels, for example, then we need to collaborate on that level and need to think instead, what can I do to contribute in my ecosystem? All right, thank you. I think my time is up. Thanks.